In the bottom left corner, the red Protoss, Garysucsuc. And in the top right corner, the blue Zerg, Dwonker. Welcome Garysucsuc to the channel. Not sure about that name personally, but I guess I'll have to call him that. Okay, let's just call him Gary. Okay, I'll call him Gary from now on. No disrespect, Mr. Suck. This Dwonker, here he goes. 14 hatch. Very early hatch. Even before his Overlord. Trying to take advantage of this gold natural expansion location. Does the extractor trick. Gary over here going forge first. Look at that. Pylon coming down. From Gary. And now the probe. Checking the back expansion location. What does Dwonker see? Does he spot the pylon? He hasn't scouted it yet. He's looking where the probe is. Now the Overlord gets the vision. Let's see Dwonker's response. It's taking a second or two. Okay, he pulls a decent amount of drones. We have a photon cannon coming down. And a gateway to block the surface area. Pylon here to further block the surface area. These drones are not attacking as quickly as they could. Now they're going to work. More drones coming down. They'll need to go to work on this photon here in the front. 2 more drones coming down to deal with this. The probe is fighting. It's running away now, trying to harass the drones. This photon, it's coming up. It's coming up. Going to work on this drone over here. Photon goes down before the drone can be killed. Severely injured, however. Probe goes down. This photon's canceled. Dwonker just shut this down. Now he's even moving all the drones back. Okay. Some indecision now. Sending some drones back to finish off the pylon. I guess he realized it's better to be safe than sorry. But he sent some drones back. But look at this over here. Wait a minute. 2 photon cannons coming up in the back. And Dwonker trying to finish off this pylon before the Zealot finishes. It's a bad rally point there for those drones. Dwonker's got to be careful. These photons are up in the back. And this hatchery here at the gold base is under siege. Zealot now pops up. Kills a drone. Lings are coming here to deal with it. The pylon is going to go down. These drones are DPSing it. Will the Zealot be able to deal with these Lings? Drones now coming to help. This probe trying to plant another pylon over here. Gets a shoot away by the drones. Lings are coming down now. But Dwonker is even behind 1 worker after all this harass. This base is under siege. And we've never seen Dwonker face photon pressure like this before on the BSL, as this is kryptonite. Let's see. If this gold base goes down, it could be the end for him. The Protoss player has taken the gold base. It's building now. Behind this. So Gary coming out swinging in the BSL. Wait a minute. The spine is coming down to deal with this. The Lings just came in to tank some damage. I'm not sure if that was optimal. Now the spine crawler going to work on the northern photon. The Lings are trying to focus it down, but it doesn't look like it's enough. These photons surviving. More Lings are coming though. This photon finally goes down, but the spine crawler is going to go down. Now it's just Lings against this remaining photon cannon. And I don't think Dwonker is going to be able to kill it with the Lings, but luckily the queen hatches and finishes off that photon. But look at this over here. The gateway is powered again, and 2 more photon cannons are coming down. Dwonker is sending Lings this time. He's got a lot. But he's behind on gas. He went for minerals because he knew his economy was weakened early. And now a surround here on the Zealot. And it looks like Dwonker has shut this down as well. The photon will get maybe a shot or 2 off, but it's not going to do much. And look at this, Dwonker now looking to finish off this gateway. There's still a pylon back here. Garysucsuc, he's coming again to commit to this rush. So many resources invested in these photon cannons that have been shut down. You gotta wonder for Gary. Now, he's trying to plant more. Has he been baited into planting more? It seems like Dwonker keeps shutting them down. But he's just hoping, with enough persistence, Dwonker will take his foot off the gas and not look at the mini-map. and finally succumb to this photon pressure. It's all about dealing with it quickly. And Dwonker responds now. He sent the links pretty quickly. They're slow links, but they're going to work. These photons they're trying to build, but it looks like it's going to be too much DPS for them to actually get up. This has been totally thwarted. That's a lot of resources lost for Gary. Pylons going down, probe going down. So many photons canceled over here. And meanwhile, both players have rotated their miners to the gold base. Pretty smartly. Dwonker's got his third hatch going down. He's sending the lings across the map. He knows he's invested a lot in these lings. Going to see what kind of damage he can get done. And when the dust settles, Dwonker is up 15 workers. 3 bases to 2. His third base coming online. This probe trying to plant a pylon for an eventual third base defense. Being taken out by these lings, so great move by Dwonker, putting pressure on the Protoss player with his superior army right now. The Protoss player literally just has probes and photons on the map, relying on these photons to get him through this. Lings are coming in now. They're attacking the photon cannon. Probes are being pulled. One probe gets killed. But I don't think that was worth losing that many lings. Dwonker now gets a scout off on the gold. Goes a little bit too deep, though. And he's lost a couple lings because of it. But overall, Dwonker's ahead in the worker count. What's coming down over here? It's a Hydralisk Den follow-up for Dwonker. Also going Evo Chamber while he's pumping out some drones. Grabs his 4th base. And we see that macro of Dwonker starting to kick in. What's the Protoss player going over here? He's going double starport. Maybe Dwonker anticipated this. A lot of these photon rushers are very cheesy players, and after the photon rush, they follow it up with air. And we'll see what kind of unit Gary goes for. Because Hydras will do well against a Void Ray follow-up. And Dwonker knows this. Blind Hydralisk follow-up. He must be thinking with his superior economy and base count, Hydras will be good enough to push and finish off the Protoss player. You can go carriers all you want. You can go Void Rays all you want. Air Toss is great. But when you're only on a 2-base economy, even with a gold base, it's going to be rough. You can only produce so many. And look at all these batteries and photons coming here. A complete wall off from Garysucsuc. While Dwonker's grabbing his upgrades. +1 Carapace, +1 range. 6 Hydras on the way. 4th base coming up. But this is quite the wall over here for the Protoss player. I haven't seen anything like this on the BSL channel so far. Invest in all those defenses before building the Nexus even. So a strong wall in here, and Gary just wants to hunker down and go air toss, it looks like. But Dwonker is sending Hydras across the map. I think he knows he can exploit this gold-based mineral line. He scouted the gold earlier, as we saw. Gary getting up his 3rd base, siphoning miners towards that location. Groove Spine's on the way for Dwonker. The Hydras are coming in here, but there's photons. Let's see how this trade works. One Hydra goes down. DPSing the photon cannon down as well. Wounded Hydra gets cycled to the back. Some Lings tanking the shots now. It's better than the Hydras eating them. But Dwonker's accomplished his goal. He shut down mining at this gold base location. And I mean, if Gary cannot mine these gold minerals, his economy is going to be so far behind Dwonker's. Let's look at the income tab. It's 3.3k. So only 800 minerals per minute right now. So Dwonker is really out mining Gary. As long as this mineral line shut down, we see the probe over here trying to reestablish the photon wall defense. Does Dwonker know of this photon wall? No, he doesn't. He's trying to see what's coming down in the front. Sees the huge photon wall. Wisely pulls back.
Mineral field depleted.
And I'd like to see Dwonker go back and revisit this gold mineral line, because one probe is starting to mine. And if he just left a couple Hydras back there instead of F2ing his whole army or putting it all on one control group, he could have stopped this from being rebuilt. But Dwonker's coming back down now. Doesn't want to give the Protoss player too much time mining these gold minerals. Comes in here with a trade. One Hydra goes down. Second Hydra goes down. And Dwonker shutting down this gold base. This Hydra here was not microed back. So we're going to see 4 Hydras go down. I feel like Dwonker could have microed those back. A little bit sloppy. But the more important thing is just shutting down this base. We see carriers coming out here, but there's only one carrier. Our Protoss player went for the fleet beacon, and I don't think he was making air units while that fleet beacon was building. So there was a lot of idle time on those starports as well. And he struggled to get 3 starports mining consistently. We see here Dwonker again putting the smackdown on this base. And even though Gary has the money and supply to build from this 3rd starport, there was a bit of lag time in that production. Just started now. Dwonker's 5th base starting up. Lurkers coming down here. Infestors being built. And 15 drones behind this. So Dwonker knows he cannot breach these photon cannons. Especially when there's carriers there that may be hovering overhead, charging up on the batteries, peeking over cliffs. Hydras are going to have a tough time against that. But as long as he can shut down the expansions of Gary while controlling this mineral line over here with these lurkers, that's a great move. He should win this game, I think. I mean, Dwonker, that macro is just pulling way ahead here. Taking the rich gas, even with an additional miner because it's long distance. Not sure if that's optimal or not, to be honest. Answer in the comments below if you know. But it seems to make sense. Lurkers now being built. Dwonker going Hive. 2 Carapace finishing. 3-3 is starting up now. And a Spire behind this. He saw the carriers. He knows that carriers are a magic unit, and they are. So maybe if Gary can just turtle long enough here with these carriers, he might be able to pull something out, especially if he can get some batteries up over here at this location. What's going on here? I think Dwonker, he's waiting for seismic spines to maybe range attack these photon cannons, but in the meantime, this base over here, he has no vision on this base. And it's being taken by the Protoss player. And this could be a huge mistake, a critical mistake from Dwonker. You do not want carriers fighting over this cliff with batteries and photons helping it. So even though Dwonker has a huge army right now with Infestors, a huge upgrade advantage, dominating this game on paper, he's giving Gary a chance to come back because carriers can really do magic over batteries. And he's letting these batteries come up. He had vision over this location and this location, but not this one. A lurker coming down now, scouts it. The lurkers come down, they're blocking the way. They need to burrow. Microbial Shroud going down. Here we go. The Hydras are under the Shroud, and they're shooting down the Interceptors. A couple Infestors in no man's land. A Fungal landed. A second Shroud goes down, so 3 spell casts have been done. The Infestors getting value, but these pylons are blocking the surface area of the Microbial Shroud a little bit. Not all the Hydras got under it. These lurkers going to town, but what's going on here? The carriers are not being killed off. One carrier goes down. But Dwonker's army supply is literally dropped from maxed out to around 150. Whereas the Protoss player maybe lost 10 supply, I'm not sure. And that was a huge hold. And everything that I said before has come true. And even though Dwonker has like 7 bases on this map, he's reeling right now. The carriers are doing the death push for victory across the map. Gary senses blood. And he was even talking smack in the chat saying air toss is OP, and it looked like it there. The Microbial Shrouds were not enough. The Fungal was not enough. The Hydras only killed 1 carrier there. The follow-up behind this for Dwonker is a lot of Corruptors. And 3-3, another Infestor being made. He needs to transfuse with these Queens, maybe. Wait a minute, the Hydras and Corruptors focusing down a carrier, and they're on the chase now. Carriers are moving back. And look at this. Did Garysucsuc get too overconfident? He wrote carriers were OP. Another carrier going down. Will this one go down? It goes down. That was about 4 carriers lost there for Garysucsuc. So he was talking about how it was OP. But maybe pushing onto the map without Archon support allowed the Corruptors to really get value there, even though these things are 0-0. Another Microbial Shroud goes down for the Hydra as the Lurkers are moving forward. Corruptors focus firing the carriers. There's not much energy left on these batteries. Another carrier goes down. Lings swarming in. Lurkers burrowing. And these carriers are getting wrecked by the Corruptors. GG has been called. And Dwonker here defeats the Protoss player. He withstood the cannon rush, got himself in a better position, almost through the game with that blundered attack into these batteries and carriers before. But then Gary got overconfident, and Dwonker was able to smack down his unit composition, making the right adjustment and pumping out Corruptors. GG.